Just give me a second, I'm sorry. Just Browns. Somebody's like, Browns, just in general, the Browns. All right. That's the most applause the Browns have gotten in probably 10 years. People ask me all the time whenever I'm, traveling around doing this, just all over the county. I'm a real globetrotter. They always ask me, like, what's it like being a Cleveland Browns fan? That's gotta suck, And I say, I'll sum it up for you in one quick story. This is what it's like being a Cleveland Browns fan, all right? I'm at a game. This was probably about 10 years ago at this point. 8 years ago, doesn't matter. It's the Baltimore Ravens versus the Browns at home. I know, boo, we don't like them. I know. So we were tailgating before the game, and we were down in that pit area, that if anybody knows, you have to go down a little hill, and it's where the most extreme assholes of Browns tailgating hang out. It is, yeah, I know. So that's why I was down there. And it's it's ridiculous. Like tailgating when I was a kid was totally different. I'd go to these games with my dad, and all it would be was just four miserable dudes in front of a barbecue grill, just flipping over two sad brats and listening to Huey Lewis on a tape deck out of a minivan. That was tailgating. See, that's my speed. That's the kind of tailgating I like, But now down there, it's just because the team's so bad, the party happens in the parking lot instead now. So it's just inflatable castles and bouncy castles and fucking dudes just with weight benches there for no reason. There's an ice luge of shots, and you got to get underneath it, and Jaeger comes down. It's awful. It's everything about it. It's very extreme. So I'm down there partying with all those dickheads, and we're down at the bottom of the hill, and then up at the top of the hill, there's a bunch of Baltimore fans up there. And we can see each other. It's just a 15-foot sheer cliff. And we're razzing each other, as rival teams are wont to do. We're just boo, and they're like, boo! And then they're like, you fucking suck! And we're like, no, you fucking suck! It was a real Lincoln Douglas debate we had going on. A lot of really cerebral points being made. So we go into the game, we get murdered, kind of our thing. We just get crushed. We are lost by 40. And then we all have to come out to the parking lot afterwards. This is the worst part. It's a cold winter day, and now it's getting dark, and we're just sitting by the car still because you can't get your car out. There's too much traffic. We're doing that sad post-tailgate party where everybody's just sitting around thinking about how everything went wrong and different moves they would have made in life if they could start again, and wondering where ex-girlfriends are and stuff like that, Just crying and everything. We're all miserable, just waiting for the traffic to clear up. And the Baltimore people are still up there too, but they're obviously in more jubilant spirits, and they're still giving us the business. They're like, yeah, we told you you fucking sucked, and we're like, fuck you, because that's all we had left at that point was fuck you. There's nowhere else for us to go. Then they started doing something unforgivable, though, something I didn't agree with. They started doing this thing. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Good. That thing that everybody does when they're an asshole, if they're fans. And by the way, that doesn't even really make a hell of a lot of sense, Because technically, we're the home team. You kicked our ass, but you've got to go. We're the ones going goodbye. We just have to head home. But they kept doing it, and I'm down here with all these meatheads, and I see them getting more and more mad. And they're just oh, this motherfucker. I just had a sense something bad was gonna happen. And at that point, I saw this chubby fella. He had just gotten himself a freshie out of the cooler. He was probably a 42-year-old dude. He opens the thing, and he pulls out a beer. He's mad. He's like, ugh. And I think it was his intention to drink the beer. I do want to say that, okay? He pulls it out, and he looks. I noticed this. It was a Red Dog. And even at that point, they had stopped making that for 10 years. I'm where are you getting that? Do you just have a garage full of Red Dog in Strongsville where you're just hey, I heard they're getting rid of it. Not on my watch. I better stock up. Anyways, he pulls out a Red Dog. Has nothing to do with the story. I just found that interesting. Pulls it out. And then I saw him. He pulls it out. He's about to open it. And then he looks at it. And then I saw him look up in there. And I saw him look back at the... Have you ever seen somebody have an idea? It's the best. And it's so much better when it's a stupid person because it happens so infrequently that they get really stoked about it. You know what I mean? So he's just like, yeah. Now, I'm the only person who saw this guy doing this, you know? And so it should be my job as a responsible adult. I should wander over to him and be like, hey, buddy, I clearly see what you're about to do. Probably don't do that. Walk away, be the bigger man. That's what I should have done. But I was drunk and mad too, so I was like, everybody back up. Give this guy some room. This dude's got an idea. Let's see where it goes. Come on, everybody get out of the way. So this guy takes this beer can and he throws it up there underhand with all his little chubby might. And he's like, nah. He wasn't even looking. So I'll say this. I don't think it was his intent to hit the only woman up there. I really don't. Right? No. And I don't endorse that. I don't think you should hit women with beers. I have always said that. I'm on record as saying that. But that's exactly what happened. It hit her in her shoulder. She fell immediately to the ground. I assume she died. I have no idea. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. All I know is when she hit the ground, both camps got completely silent. Up there and down here, I was like, and we sat there in silence for what felt like an eternity. And I'm looking around, I'm like, you know, how we react to this down here is very important. It's gonna say a lot about us as a fan base and a city. And then at the same time, everybody down here goes, yeah! Woo! And listen, again, I don't endorse that. You shouldn't kill women with beers. But I will say this, we sent a pretty powerful message that day. And here's that message. Oh yeah, you can come into our town, and yeah, you're probably gonna win. Historically speaking, your chances are extremely good. But that doesn't mean we won't kill one of your women before you leave. That's what it's like being a Browns fan, just so you know.